everybody, Jeff here. It's been a while since I posted a video. Before I get going with the few pieces of vinyl I got in, I'll tell you a little story. First off, I went on vacation all week. I just got back yesterday. It was Thanksgiving, so we went down to New Bern, North Carolina, which is where my father-in-law is, and they were really pretty. I mentioned in the past, I guess, that they were pretty much kind of destroyed, not really destroyed. During Hurricane Florence, it hit back a couple months ago, September. Their house was pretty much flooded. A lot of places down there were really damaged, and they got hit really hard. So we've been down there quite a few times. It's a 3-hour trip, and we've been down there at least 7 or 8 times in the past 2 months on the weekends and stuff to kind of help out and just go down there and come back. Anyway, we went down there for the entire week, hooked up in a timeshare that we have that we go down there and visit them, and did some, helped them with a little work, and basically just visited and gave them a good Thanksgiving, made a big meal, and gave them a good home cooked meal, because their kitchen is totally destroyed. Everything they're doing now is just microwave and whatever else they can get by with. So anyway, aside from that, aside from doing videos for the vinyl and stuff and the music that I've got here, I've also started earlier this year, before I even started getting into the vinyl videos, to make videos on geocaching. Now, people, you may or may not know what geocaching is. It's basically it's a game. It's a free game. It's kind of a treasure hunt. You use a free app for geocaching on your various mobile devices, and use the GPS to go out and locate hidden treasures. The treasures are just nothing but little cases that have a log in it that you sign. So you don't get anything. There's no monetary value. It's strictly a treasure hunt. A lot of times you have to use your senses, your deduction, and things like that to try to find these things that are hidden in all around you. There's over 3 million in the world. And they're all around in places. But anyway, so I've been doing that. You can check out the video. I'll put a link to I have a whole video channel on that. But anyway, so I'm one of the, a geocaching vlogger, and there are a lot of them just like me, just like there's a lot of vinyl people. We all do the vinyl. There's a lot of us in this vinyl community. There's a lot of geocaching vlogging community people. And so, and you don't know them all, but there's quite a few that I watch pretty regularly. Anyway, so I'm out of town, so we're 3 hours away in this little town of New Bern. It's not much of a town, it's very small. And we're actually in the actual little small town itself, which is the historic town that's been there since like the 1700s or earlier. And walking the little town streets one day. And I see a guy, and I'm like, Kevin, this is, he's another vlogger that I know, that I've watched. The thing that's interesting about it, even beyond the fact that I knew him, was just a couple months ago he did a little giveaway for this little case that's got all kinds of buttons and goodies in it regarding geocaching. What is geocaching, and stickers and buttons and cases and things like that. So I won this from him, so he would know my name. He's from Georgia, and he is visiting this little town of New Bern just out of the blue. Anyway, the odds of running into him, to somebody I knew, or into somebody that I recognized on the streets in this little town at the same time we happen to run into each other there, it boggles my mind. So I get to talking, well, why are you here? Well, we have a timeshare, and we come, here's one of the places we come. Oh, really? We have a timeshare too. Now, in this town, most of the timeshares are in a certain part of town. There's about, I don't know, maybe half a dozen different timeshare companies, all on the same road, way out of town. Well, where are you staying? Which one you at? He tells me which one he's in. I'm like, seriously? We are in the same one. I said, what number you in? He's in like 36 something. I said, well, I'm in 38 something, which is like the next. You park on this parking lot, and there's 3600. You pull into this parking lot, there's 3800. So it's like next to each other, separated by a parking lot. Anyway, mind blown. Here's a guy that I just happen to be watching his videos on YouTube, happened to run into him on the street, happened to be staying in the same timeshare. Anyway, we went out and made a video together. It was just so fun. All right, everybody, guess what? We're out and about caching out of town for the holidays, and we happened to run into a familiar face.
Hi, everyone.
You may have known him as Kevin the Geocacher, or the button guy, or now he's the creative guy. Anyway, we've been watching his videos for quite a while, since we've been geocaching, and just love the stuff that he's been doing, and the showing the making of caches and things. But lo and behold, we're out of town. He's out of town. We're in a small town that nobody knows. Nobody knows much about this town. And we run into him on the streets in town near the ice cream store. Who'd have figured? what's the odds of us being out of town, so far from home, and being in the same place? So then we get to inquiring, hey, so where are you staying? Oh, I got a timeshare down there. Hey, we're in a timeshare. Where are you at? Oh, I'm in this one. We're next door. We're like 5 units down.
It's crazy.
It's impossible to believe. Just want to share that story because it just kind of blows my mind on how you can run into people in the weirdest places that you know may hardly even recognize if you hadn't just seen them. So anyway, interesting that was interesting to me. I wanted to share it. Check out my videos if you're interested in geocaching. You have any questions, let me know. It's fun. It gets me out of the house, gets me exercise, and it's just fun. Like I say, it's challenging at times, sometimes physically, sometimes mentally, but fun time. Back on to the music now. Okay, a couple videos ago I made a feature video on Thor, one of those underground, cult following type bands. Since then I mentioned one of the albums that I think I mentioned one that he did that was not really him. It's Thor's Teeth, and this is it's a concert from 2010. And what it is it's Thor, and he is with a band, and they're kind of a local band there, I guess, whatever. And he got the band and he's singing with them, and they call it Thor's Teeth. Recorded in Baltimore in 2010. This was released on vinyl in I think a couple different colors, and it sold out super quick. And I didn't have the money at the time to buy it, or maybe I just wasn't into vinyl at the time. I mean, it's not that old. It came out maybe 2 years ago. Anyway, there's a weird picture of Thor on the back there. It's got all kinds of concert footage. It's only a single album, but it's in a gatefold. Then they reissued it in, I guess it's 100 pieces on glow-in-the-dark vinyl. Now, I know glow-in-the-dark vinyl, some people say it's kind of almost worse than picture discs. I mean, not ever. It's just not as good. I guess it tends to be, potentially more noisy. I think it sounds really great. Anyway, I got number 49 of 100. So, the thing is, you look on Discogs, and like right now you get a copy of this album, the glow-in-the-dark vinyl, and people are asking for like $56. On this one, I don't know where I put it. Oh, here. You can see that when he bought it, it was $18. And then at some point, somebody bought it for $15.99. And the guy sold it to me for, I think, about that $15 or so. And it was pretty much near mint condition. Doesn't look like it's hardly been played. Anyway, super thrilled to have that. Another Thor vinyl. Still got a handful of his vinyls that I need to get, but that was a great addition. Now, next up is one that came in the mail actually the day before I got home from vacation. So this came in Friday, I guess. This was a Kickstarter program that I did quite a few months back, and it finally came out. Now, this is the band Undercover. I can barely read that. Now, Undercover is a Christian band, and also in my last video, which was all about Christian music that I had recently acquired, I had mentioned 2 Undercover albums. Boys and Girls Renounce the World and God Rules. Now, these are the early days when they came out. They had a different singer. They were very much kind of a pop punk band, very much on the pop side of that equation. They had a couple of them. They had a first album, a second, and a third, and then they changed singers, and the sound became a little different, a little less pop punk, and a little more getting into the alternative stuff. And this is a couple albums into that, a couple hours later, with that newer singer. And this is just all out kind of an alternative feel. There's no real pop. There's no real punk. It's on beautiful. I think it's beautiful. It looks beautiful. It almost looks glow in the dark, but just beautiful, limeish, yellowish, greenish, and it's 180. I'm assuming it's really thick. And it's 45 RPM, which means, and it's on a 2-disc, 2 vinyls. 45. I stuck it on. This is low fidelity. Whatever. I'm gonna pull their box up. They put out a lot of stuff. The 77s, the band that I've had a video before and got a bunch of the 77 albums. Also, same company that re-released this, and they just do great work. The company they get their vinyl through is just top notch. I stuck this on. It's so whisper quiet, and just the sound it's remastered. Sound is great. I've had the CD for years. This came out in the 90s. Anyway, this is one of my favorite Undercover albums. and I'm glad to have it on vinyl. I'm glad they jumped into this one rather than going back and doing the other ones. I don't know why they did it, but this is one of the ones. The one I think that came after this was a little, you know, a little bit of weirdness that I kind of almost liked. The one after that I wasn't really a fan of at all, but this one and the ones prior to this I'd love to see come out on vinyl again, and to receive a treatment like this. This is sounds great, looks great, and excited about that. I'm going to keep this one short here. Basically, I'm going to tell the story and show these two pieces I got in, and I got another one planned that's going to be another feature artist one that's going to be coming soon. But glad to be back home and back where I can get all my equipment and do this for you. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. And like I said, I'll put a link here to the geocaching. Check out the channel we got over there and just see some of the fun we do with us and the kids and everything. It's kind of exciting. Anyway, thanks for watching.